Today, I'm going to break it all down. We'll cover how it works, real success stories from his students, and why this might just be the funding solution you've been waiting for. So buckle up, because this isn't your typical beg the bank type of advice. This is about working smarter, not harder, when it comes to financing your business. Before I start, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation in the description below. Let's start with the man himself, Joe Lawrence. Joe's the founder of Business Credit Workshop. Over the years, he's perfected a system that helps entrepreneurs tap into the hidden world of business credit. And when I say hidden, I mean most people, even small business owners, don't even realize these opportunities exist. Banks don't exactly advertise these programs. You won't see billboards saying, "Come get your no-doc business line of credit today." And yet, they're out there, if you know where to look and how to ask. And that's where Joe's program comes in. Take one of Joe's clients, a guy named Damien. When Damien first started, he didn't exactly have $500,000 sitting in his bank account. He wasn't some big-shot CEO with connections to Wall Street. He was just a regular entrepreneur looking for funding. Joe helped him get his very first approval for $85,000 in business credit cards. Not bad, right? But here's the thing. That was just the beginning. Using Joe's system, Damien kept building, kept applying strategically, and kept leveraging those relationships Joe taught him how to form. Fast forward, and now Damien has over $500,000 in unsecured business credit available to him. And when I say unsecured, I mean exactly that. No collateral, no personal guarantees that risked his house, and no long paperwork trails asking for every detail of his financial life. Imagine how game-changing that could be. $500,000 you can use to grow your business, buy inventory, expand operations, without giving up equity or drowning in red tape. So how does Joe do it? What's the magic behind this? One of the core principles he teaches is this: stop chasing the big national banks. Instead, go local. Look for community banks and credit unions. These smaller institutions are often much more open to giving you access to cash, especially through programs most entrepreneurs have no clue exist. And here's the cool part. Did you know the SBA actually publishes a list of the top small business lenders in each state? Yeah, that's public information. Joe takes that list, adds all those banks to a spreadsheet, and then, this is the grunt work. He and his team actually call them one by one. They ask, "What programs do you offer? Do you have unsecured, no-doc business lines of credit? What's the process like?" Now, you might be thinking, cool, but if I call these banks myself, aren't I just a random stranger they don't care about? Exactly. And that's why Joe's program has an edge. They'll line you up with the right vice president or loan officer at the bank. And because Joe's team already has that relationship, you're not walking in cold. The bank already knows them, likes them, and trusts them. It's like having someone vouch for you before you even apply. And that's one of the big secrets: access and relationships. Joe and his team have done the hard work of building those connections, and now they bring their clients into the fold. But let's talk about another client. His name's Greg. Now, Greg's story might sound familiar to a lot of entrepreneurs. He had a side hustle, selling custom coffee mugs and t-shirts. Decent little business, but here's the problem. He couldn't buy enough inventory to really scale. Every time he made some profit, it went right back into small batches of stock, and he just couldn't grow fast enough. On top of that, his credit score was in the dumps, like embarrassingly low. But then he joined Business Credit Workshop. Joe helped him apply for multiple business credit cards and lines of credit. Here's the genius move. Greg then transferred his personal debt over to his new business cards. That single shift did two things. It freed up his personal credit. His credit score skyrocketed, eventually hitting over 800. And today, Greg has access to nearly $1 million in unsecured business credit. Think about that for a second. From struggling to pay off debt to now being in a position to fund massive growth. And no, this didn't just fall in his lap. Greg worked the system, made the calls, and did the legwork. But because he had Joe's roadmap, he didn't waste years figuring it out. Now, maybe you're sitting there thinking, that's great for Greg and Damien, but what about me? My finances are a mess. My credit score isn't perfect. I don't have connections. Here's the good news. That's exactly who this system was built for. Joe's entire philosophy is that it doesn't matter how stuck you are right now. With the right steps, you can turn it around. And once you do, the doors that open are incredible. Instead of maxing out personal credit cards or begging investors to believe in you, you get real buying power through business credit. That means freedom. Freedom to buy inventory in bulk, launch new projects, hire staff, or simply breathe knowing you got capital on hand. But let me be clear, this isn't a magic ATM machine. You don't just sign up, watch a few videos, and suddenly banks are showering you with money. Joe's clients put in the work. They pick up the phone. They build relationships. They follow through. But the beauty is there's a system. You're not just stumbling around in the dark. Joe has mapped it all out: the scripts, the process, the banks to target. All you have to do is follow the blueprint. Now, one thing Joe doesn't really advertise, The cost of his coaching program. I couldn't find that info anywhere. But here's my honest take. Even if it's several $1,000s, the ROI could be life-changing. I mean, think about it. If you invest a few grand, and in return you gain access to even $50,000, $100,000, or more in unsecured credit, that's a no-brainer if you're serious about your business. And from everything I've seen, Joe is the real deal. He's passionate, he lives this stuff, and his clients are proof it works. So to recap, Joe Lawrence and his Business Credit Workshop have a 7-step system to unlock up to $500,000 or more in unsecured business credit. The secret is targeting local community banks and credit unions, and knowing which ones offer those hidden no-doc programs. His clients, like Damien and Greg, are proof this works, turning personal debt and low credit scores into million-dollar business credit lines. Yes, it takes work, but it's a proven path. If you're serious about scaling your business, or even just getting out of the cycle of personal debt, this might be exactly what you need. Before you leave, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation. Click the link in the description to see the best business to start online, which made me over $26,000 last month alone. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews and honest insights. Thanks for watching.